So getting into Canada, you have to come up with your own work visa to go work. That's, come on.
It's not hard to go to Canada.
It's not,
You just need
okay.
to get married to someone from...
Okay, let me see, okay, let me find you a husband. I
If
wonder
you
how much
open
you
other
pay me to
site,
get him on the
searching
Very,
for
very
husband.
Seriously, for Australia and Canada, you just need to go in pairs, apply, all of you who are building construction architects, it's very, very high score in getting the points to go and get these permits to live, and then you just stay there for 5 years and get the visa, and you usually come back to Serbia. The thing is,
So you come back anyway.
yeah, no, I just need to say something else. Like, I really understand totally, like, why people want to leave from here. It's really normal. We don't have a system. You don't have anything here that you can rely that your future is going to be as you planned, as you want it, or as you wishing. You apply to school because you want to be an architect or mechanical engineer or designer or whatever. But when you finish the school, you don't have a system who is going to give you the job. And that's something that we don't feel secure. And it's normal. I used to live in Finland, and that's a very, very systematic country. It's like when you apply to school, you are totally taken care. You know, when you say that you are in the University of Helsinki, every door is open. Everything that you want, it's to you. That doesn't happen when you are in Serbia, right? And most of us, most of the people, don't like this insecurity feeling. But the thing is, nothing is secure in life. Tomorrow the Trump can hit you and nothing else. But you cannot plan. I understand you. And it's really, really normal that people want to leave from here. But I think that some people need to stay here. Like, not because of the aging parents or like children or family or whatever. Like, also from that, but also from this feeling that maybe we should build the system. And I probably sound like really crazy person who lived around and get back here and everybody's like, what the fuck did you come back? Sorry.
Can we edit that out?
I'm sorry. Cut out this from the movies.
Keep it in
sorry.
there. That's passion.
So yeah, that's like, it's very understandable from every point of view, but everybody needs to choose what he wants to do.
Okay.
That's like, you need to have a goal.
Very, very good. So now the other part, go ahead.
I must say that no matter how things are hard here, most of the people that I know that left the country for good left because of their personal reasons. And that's what it's all about. It's about personal stuff like
I don't feel good. Exactly.
parents, friends, this, that, but it's personal. So
Oh, very good. Good
everybody
answer.
has their own story and their own
Exactly.
needs and their own wishes, whether they want to leave or stay. What are we supposed to,
Right.
what should we try to do is, if somebody wants to leave, okay, you have a chance. If
Yes.
you want to stay, okay, you have a chance to have a good life.
Yes.
Stay and have a good life. That's the point.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mine.
so now
Exactly.
where this is gonna go is that for the grant money that we would get to build this, that is their point, is they want you to stay. They want us to build this up so you guys would stay. Getting international experience where, you know, here's another case scenario. You would actually work here in Serbia, get international experience, but guess what? They would still fly you to a country, like if you were working for a Saudi Arabian project, right? They wouldn't go through all the trouble to drag everybody over to Saudi Arabia. They would go meet like in Dubai, right? And they would have a little conference. So you would get out and see the world. You would see things that would be different. Who knows where Erbil is? Erbil? Yeah, E-R-B-I-L. Erbil. Erbil,
We don't
Kurdistan.
understand you.
It's in Kurdistan. Ever heard of it? You have.
Like a friend.
Okay. Guess what? That is going to be the next Dubai. And it's actually closer. Right? Isn't it? A little bit. Huh? It's cheaper. But there, what it is that it's Kurdistan actually is still part of Iraq, but it has all the oil. So they've got the money. And what they're doing is that they have this conference, this in probably, I think in 10 days, this huge conference, and like at a big event. And what they're doing is they're going to display all the master plan projects that they have. They're doing not just roads, infrastructure, schools, hospitals. They got 17 hospitals, 19 schools, 4 universities are building in the next 12 years.
So the time frame is 12 years. So it's a massive amount of work.
It's a massive, and in Qatar, 12-year project getting ready for the World Cup. Saudi Arabia, every one of the rail projects is geared for 8 to 12 years. You see, so there's a lot of work in this area. You can, I always call it, you go there to loot the bank. You can go to Erbil and make your money and come back here. You can go to Saudi, you can work from here in Saudi Arabia and bring the money back here. So you don't have to deal with Serbia. You understand? You don't have to sit there and complain that there's no work. Say, my gosh, I mean, the government's corrupt, all those political things. You don't have to deal with that, but you still get the international experience.
And your parents next door.
And your parents next door, and your high school sweetheart. You know your high school sweetheart. Remember him? Everybody remembers. She broke my heart. That's why I remember. So do you understand? It's just that, I mean, I didn't even bring up Erbil. And I've got just as many connections there as I do in the Middle East. You see? So there's the opportunity is out there to go abroad. And you could, I mean, Erbil's going to be a lot easier to get in and out of. You don't have to have a special visa like Saudi Arabia. You don't have to have all the little highfalutin stuff that you need to go to all these Middle Eastern region countries. Right? So it's going to be easier to get it out of. But what happens in Erbil is going to, you have to remember when there's a big project, there's a lot of sub-projects. You can't put a rail system through a city and not have these little infrastructure projects. So for example, they're going to put a rail system through downtown, right through the middle of Riyadh. It's an established city. Part of it's going to be tunnel, part of it with little stations, and then they're going to have an above-ground bus system, metro system. So in Saudi Arabia, they go through and it's a kingdom. The kingdom waves its hand and everything happens. They don't have to go to Congress. They don't have to have permission. They go and start ripping everything up. Guess who has to clean up the mess in front of the businesses and the residences that they tear up? The businesses and the residents have to pay to tie into the new system. So you know how many people, you know how many designers you're going to need for that? You know how, you understand? I mean, there's thousands and thousands. And I use this example, I think, Red, I used that with you, this example about the girl walking into a bar.
Girl walking in the bar. No.
Okay.
No.
The best thing that ever happened for me is to have an absolute knockout gorgeous girl walk into a bar. Because all the guys follow her, right? And that leaves all the other ones out here just for me. You understand? You don't understand?
No.
You don't understand?
Maybe I didn't listen from the beginning. I didn't get the point.
Okay, no, I'll do it one more time.
Sorry.
We're at a bar, and a beautiful girl walks in and stands over in this corner. All the men go around this beautiful girl and leave all the other beautiful women alone.
So the beautiful woman is Dubai and every other country.
No, the beautiful woman. Hey, very good. She's smart. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, but what it is that the beautiful girl here is the rail system. All the big money, all the big contractors are chasing that big money. And it's going to leave all these little side projects open for us. You see, one thing that I found that's important about success, and if anybody asks me, he goes, you know, you've had a pretty successful career. And he goes, what made you so successful? I said, doing the crap that nobody else wants to do. Right? And this could be a niche market that could be Serbians' ticket to a better world and a better life. You understand? Because if you guys start picking up those projects, it might seem like you're doing stuff that's beneath you, but you make more money on those per project than you would on a big project. And another thing is that you also get exposure. You get experience and exposure. The guy said, you know, listen, the guy, you know, they're tearing this up. They tear up the road going this way. This guy comes in and hires you to do the design work and you tie it in. And the guy said, wow, they did an excellent job. You know, the money was good. Neighbor tells neighbor, before the rail system gets down here, your name has already been put down here and they already know who you are. You follow me? You see, so the opportunity is endless. I mean, if I had any talent in the world is to see opportunity. If I had another talent was to be able to fit the puzzle together between this person and the project. This engineer and this architect and this project is to put the puzzle together. And that's what's gonna happen, is that we'll put this puzzle together and make sure that you guys get on stuff that's gonna be valuable. Viable stuff that's gonna not just enhance your career, but help us to make a living. I mean, how many people here would like to get married and have a family? How many people are already married? Okay?
How about not getting married?
How about not getting married and not having a family? There you go. Okay? So everybody's got different dreams, but I'll tell you what, do they change?
Of course,
They always change.
of course. You can't
All
plan.
of a sudden, this nice girl over here just meets this guy that's just absolutely wonderful, and they want to have a family. Okay, he wants to stay in Serbia. She wants to leave. What would you do? Would you leave? See, that's a tough question. But just like you were saying earlier, is that everything changes. If you think it, what's the definition of a project? There's two definitions. That there's a definite beginning and a definite end. That is the definition of what a project is. A definite beginning and a definite end. And the next description of a project is progressively elaborate. In other words, it molds and shapes and it bends and twists and it changes some more, and right? Is life any different? Life is not different. It's all the same. So for us to be pliable, have our dreams, but be very pliable. You understand? So if you were getting something that was not exactly ideal for what your dream is, well, maybe that's all you need is just to get there to get to the next step. Right? Everything here is kind of a stepping stone. You go from high school into university, right? Right? What was your goal? When you were in college, this is a great question. When you were in college, you just had this burning desire to be an architect?
Yeah.
Right. Who had just that gut, right, to be an architect?
Not architect, designer.
A designer. Okay, how about you? You too? So, okay. Now, again, civil engineers are a little different.
No, we are not different.
But I call it the fire in the belly. You just really have to have that passion.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's another question I'm gonna lay, and if we get some of these answers, you're more than welcome to write them down. Is that I want everybody to give me an idea of who their hero was. You have one, don't you? Your architectural hero. Who is it?
It's Norman Foster.
Okay, very good. Who was yours?
I didn't have it.
You don't have one. Okay.
I'm designing Gaudi.
Very good. Okay. So
Gaudi.
okay. So now let me ask you something. Now, is that important for me to ask? It certainly is. Because if you don't have that drive and you don't have that fire in your gut, then you're kind of like a cork in the ocean. You're just going to kind of go here, go there. But that is so important in your placement in a career. One of the things that I ask, I'm interviewing. I mean, I've interviewed thousands of people. One of the things that I always ask a superintendent or a project manager is what was the biggest mistake they ever made, and I want them to be honest, and how did they fix it? And you would be surprised how many people will just say, oh, I've never made a mistake, right? I said, then I don't want to hire you because you're lying through your teeth, for one. For two, if you don't know how to identify a mistake, then you can't solve it. Very good answer. Okay? But for you to be placed in the right place, right? You need to have that passion. You need to know that you're in an industry that is, are you leaving us?
No, I'm coming back.
Okay, very good. All right, we'll wait. But that is so important in your internship. Another question I ask is, what company would you like to work for?